This is not the best lighting, but mama needs some content. Also, if you see a mark in the middle of my forehead, I was laying down and I had my iPad on my chest and it smacked me in the forehead and it hurts so bad, like right here. Pretend you don't see it. Wait, that's not how I start a video. Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and you see the title of today's video. This is a creme brulee iced latte. They didn't have oat milk, so it's with almond milk. Not bad. Need some more ice, but not bad. So, the Expanse series by James S. A. Corey starts with the book Leviathan Wakes. And there are 9 books, I believe, in the series and a bunch of little novellas between the books. It is also a show on Amazon Prime, just called The Expanse. So, there are 6 seasons. The show is finished. So basically today I want to say, should you read the books or should you just watch the TV show or both? So I am making this video because I was on a long drive, I was listening to audiobooks, so I put on the 5th book in the series, which is the Nemesis Games, or maybe it's just Nemesis Games. I'll put it here. And I have had such a mixed feeling about this series. I still think the first book was the best. The Expanse is a sci-fi series, an adult sci-fi series, like a space opera. And we start out following, well, some events happen, but our main cast of characters is the crew of a ship called the Rocinante, or the Rossi. So we have Holden, we have Amos, we have Naomi, and Alex. These are like our main people, and there's different people who may be on the ship at a certain time, but then there's other characters, because in this world you have people on Earth, some on Mars, some out on what they call the belt on different little planets. Rude, I'm trying to film a video. Thank you. And so you'll see some people from Mars and from the other planets and from Earth that will come into the story. But the Rossi are the main characters I care about, and I feel like we get a lot more of them in the Expanse or in Leviathan Wakes. A little less in the second one. I really didn't love the third one because it felt like we really weren't spending that much time with them at all. The fourth one, it seems like we got more, and now in the 5th one, they're split up because everybody is gone to handle business in different places. So I'm like maybe a quarter through this 5th audiobook, and I'm like, do I care enough? Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, TLDR, the show is amazing. So I'm like, because at first I was like, I'm gonna continue with the books because obviously there's only 6 seasons of the show. I don't know how much they leave out. I want to make sure like I get all the information. But as I keep listening, I'm just like, is it worth it? Because again, my core people I care about, we're not always with them. And I think on the show, it works better when you're jumping from the different perspectives, obviously, because they can do it much quicker than in the book. The chapter just could be a really long one in someone's perspective that's over here. And something, at least for me, that sometimes is confusing is how the people tie together, because every book, there seems to be a new perspective, at least one, if not multiple. And in the show, it can kind of like, getting the visuals, I don't know, somehow helps me keep track of all of the players, all of the different characters and their locations better. Also because when it pops up and every time we switch a perspective on the TV show, it'll show the character's name and where, it'll say like Christian Avasarala, Earth, or somebody, and then Mars. So I've been like reading reviews, and some people are giving like 4 and 5s, but some people have had the same feeling where it's feeling almost repetitive, and not in like, there's something that different that happens every time, because essentially the basis of this story is that a ship is shot down in the first book, and it's like, they're trying to figure out who did it, and it's very dangerous find out who did it or to say who did it, because this could start an interplanetary war. And then there's some more things, and then there's basically like an alien like molecule that's involved, which starts creating bad things if you've ever read or watched sci-fi. So, and of course it's like Mars versus Earth versus the Belt, kind of like the three major governments or players in this story. So every book there's some new challenge, some new thing that's happening between the different governments, but it still almost feels repetitive even though they're different events. And I just don't know. Well, I do know now, because I've officially decided I'm going to DNF the 5th one and DNF the book series. I'm just going to continue watching the TV show. I just think, yeah, I have been listening or trying to be more like decisive about my reading. And even if like it's probably going to be a 3 and I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of want to know what happens. Like I also started a mystery, and I'm like, well, I kind of want to know what happens, but I'm like, is it worth another 50% of this book that I'm like bored by? And just learning to like let go. So I think that, well, that mystery one I'm going to DNF, and also this one, and I'm just going to enjoy what the show portrays, and I'm just gonna have to drop that inherent bookworm need to, you know, make sure I watch the whole entire show before I watch the adaptation, or read the entire books before I watch the adaptation. There is a novella that I think is focused on Amos, who's my favorite character, that I definitely want to read, but I just don't think I need to finish 5, and then I would still have 6, 7, 8, 9. I still had 4 books plus the novellas left, and I don't think, it's not like the writing is bad, it just, every book has not been unique and compelling enough for me to feel like it's worth it to continue. So I'm just going to watch the TV show. The TV show is so good. I love it. I have never finished it, but I'll get to like season 3 something, and then I've started over. This is my 3rd time starting over, and now I'm on season 2. I'm at the end of season 2, so I'm finally gonna like watch past season 3, because before I was like, I don't want to watch ahead of what I've read. But you need to watch it, because Amos Burton, besides the actor being fun as hell, he's just such a great character. Holden, who's like kind of our main guy, James Holden, he's all right. And sometimes he's better, and sometimes he's worse. Like, he's all right. And I think I really like Alex. Naomi, I'll be back and forth. But Amos, he is a reacts first, shoot first, murder first, ask questions second. And I love that character. But he had a tumultuous youth? Yeah, growing up. And so he has a lot of anger issues, but I love it. Oh, he's so good. And especially, I think you get to see his personality more in the show, because I think you get more of him in the show. And he just has these like perfect one-liners, and it is wonderful. And then season 2, when this other character comes in and their dynamic, I just think it's better. The show, the way it goes between different characters, like you getting to see Christian Avasarala and Bobby Draper and all the different movers and shakers, and I think it looks good, like visually. I have no problem with it. So if I were to tell you, so basically TLDR, if you skip to the end of this video, if you were like, wow, I want to read The Expanse, or should I just watch the show, or should I do both? Really, you should just watch the show. I think the authors did well with that series. You know, it's finished. Congrats to them, but you should just watch the show. Again, it's on Amazon Prime. This is not sponsored, but it is finished. I'm sad there's only 6 seasons, because I'm like, ooh, that's why. And also another reason I don't want to continue, because I hate finishing things. I don't want to get to the end, but then I'll just rewatch it, because it's almost like a comfort show now. Even though there's a lot of chaos, it's rarely like low key and comforting, but lots of war and space battles and narrow escapes and alien life forms, and of course governments using things just because they can, but they really didn't think if they should. And you've got an interesting cast of characters. So you've got Holden, who wants to be the good guy and is always like trying to help, but ends up in the middle of mess. You've got Amos, like I said, who has a bit of a temper and will shoot first, ask questions second. Naomi can kind of straddle that line. Alex, has a complicated past. He's dealing with some stuff with like his wife and child. And then you get other people like Roberta Draper, who is a Marine from Mars, Christian Avasarala on Earth, like all these different people. There's varying personalities and levels of like goodness. I don't think there's anyone who's just strictly good, which I always love in a series when everyone has some ambiguity to it. Like they may come off at first like they always are like, I'm trying to do the right thing. And I say that because I think there's a lot more nuance in most situations, and then things get tough and they have to make tough decisions, and I love that. So I guess this was my announcement that I am DNFing the Expanse series, and well, the 5th book, the series, and you should just watch the show. Love that for me. Don't love that my iPad smacked me in the forehead. Like that's dangerous. Like that thing hurt. It still hurts. It was hurting yesterday. I had like a lump on my face. But anyway, I had to take my brother to his graduation practice because that's why I'm here home, and I'm like, why don't you have a driver's license? That's not a conversation for this video, but I'm exhausted and there's really not enough time. Like I don't know when he's gonna be done. He don't know when he's gonna be done, so I didn't want to go all the way back home. So I was like, I'm gonna film a parking lot video. So that's what I did. So anyway, if you've read any of the Expanse books, let me know your thoughts. Did you continue? Are you like, did you kind of peter out also? And then have you watched the show? And what are your thoughts? And why is Amos Burton your favorite character? Because who else could it be? I guess it could be Christian or Bobby Draper, but like, Amos should be your favorite character. Excuse me! Not me being in a public parking lot and people making noises. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right today. Although I forgot to take my meds before I left the house. Yeah. Anyway, stay blessed, hydrated, moisturize, and sunscreen. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. I just know this person who came and parked across from me is like, what the hell is that wackadoodle doing? And you know what? You can mind your business, Brenda. I'm working with what I got.